So, last we left off, you guys had attempted to dispatch a group of undead that had sprung up from the ruins of a village on this island that is from Jakai's past. Ultimately, you guys found out pretty quickly that these undead didn't want to stay undead. They appeared to have some sort of uh, magical inclination to continue to come back to life, even despite you guys just wailing on them. So instead of continuing to fight this endless battle, you guys elected to run away and regroup. But as you were going, you saw a bright light on the beach and decided to investigate, ultimately finding a group of 3 sea elves, whose names were... Damn it, hang on. I dropped my second Roll20 page, which has all my stuff on it, that I use as my GM. But nonetheless, you came into contact with 3 friendly-ish sea elves by the name of Elandreth, Dionyse, and Sileth. Elandreth appeared to be more of the leader, not only in stature but also in talking to you guys. She appeared to have more of an understanding of common than her 2 vanguards, though even her common wasn't great, and she ended up using Ophelia as a sort of in-between translator, if you will. After some brief exchanges, after a brief exchange, she seemed to warm to you guys a bit, especially after seeing Jakai's former slave brands, and having some discussions with Ophelia as well about the composition of the group and the curious nature of some of the individuals therein, namely Lucky and Dink, catching her interest.
Animals on animals.
Yes. You good there, Ollie?
Yeah, it's more. No, you're good.
All right. But after this brief exchange, she started to lead you guys into the water of this small cove, seemingly to where the rest of her companions are situated. Jakai casted a ritual breathe underwater, or water breathing, whatever the spell is called, off the top of my head, and you guys followed suit. So, one moment. Just gonna grab some music.
I don't know, Dink's car vibes are pretty poppin'.
They are pretty funny.
Sound of the road.
It sounds like the ocean.
Kinda
Kinda
does.
It does.
Right?
Oh my god, Dink turns into an underwater cowboy.
I
Yeehaw.
just turned to a submarine. This is it. I am the submarine now.
Submarine?
He
If
is
we're going underwater,
Yes.
He already is the Submariner.
It's like a missile.
Dink can
He's
do
a
it.
torpedo.
Oh my god.
oh my god, yes.
We should start polymorphing Dink into a penguin.
I'm a flightless bird. I can swim.
That feels
Oh
like
my
insult to
God.
injury. All right.
Turn into a different flightless bird.
Yeah.
So, as you guys follow Elandreth's... a little bit too loud on that, sorry. I don't want to drown any of you guys out. That should be... Okay, that should be perfect. So, you guys ended up following her into the cove, beneath the shallow waves, and ultimately into a small moonlit kelp or seabed kelp forest. From here, you guys are probably at a depth of maybe like 20 feet, if that. The visibility is good, as well as the you guys can still see the moon, the waves gently rippling above. She doesn't take you very far. If anything, maybe like a couple hundred feet, maybe like 400 feet, if that. But down here you can see a number of haphazardly constructed, almost teepee-like structures, where they would take large wooden poles, kind of jut them into the seafloor, and wrap it around with innumerous layers of kelp. As you approach, you can see about 10 to 12 other sea elves. They appear to be in varying states of age, in varying states of like wear and tear. They don't look particularly malnourished, but they don't all look the most healthy. There's about four or five different structures of these kelp-like teepees. And as Elandrith approaches, she gets the attention of everyone else. They all just look at her instinctively. You hear some murmuring in Elvish. Ophelia, I believe Pete also, you speak Elven, correct?
I would hope so. Half elf.
I was curious. You technically would have picked up on all the stuff last session as well, which I thought was funny.
No,
I didn't even remember it.
I think I was half asleep at the end.
Yeah.
I was.
No, fully understand that. But Ophelia and Pete, you hear murmurings around. Generally along the lines of like, who are those outsiders? What's happening? What did something happen? Is there news? And at this point, Elandrith kind of ushers everyone over. You guys also notice her trident appears to be faintly glowing, just faintly, giving off like a very dim light. She kind of swims up in a little bit of a elevated position, and starts talking to the small group. In Elven, she says, "My fellow Unbroken, these are members of a party that appear to want the same thing we do. I am not sure to trust them, but as of now I'm not sure we can trust him, but as of now I am trusting them. I hope you will do the same." And that is it. You see a number of looks from in between people, kind of looking around gently, or gauging other people's reactions. Elandrith kind of gently glides over and then starts to go towards one of the larger tents.
I'll follow her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my hands behind my back. Just
I'm gonna,
gently.
as we pass people, I'm just gonna be like, hey, how's it going?
They'll nod to people, like they're like
The white people nod.
Ophelia and Jakai. Jakai, you get a number of other murmurs.
Good
Ophelia, you hear these murmur. Or I'll say Pete, because Pete's closer. I don't know. Fuck it, why not? Pete, you hear as Jakai is sort of gesturing to these other sea elves. You hear a handful of them mention, "Another unbroken? What? I thought they were extinct. I thought they'd been all killed." They look very startled and confused by Chakai's presence. Ophelia, you get the sense that they don't distrust or are confused by you, but more are just like, land elf. Ugh.
Hey, some of my
Dry bitch.
friends are sea elves.
More so that they are like, they have a small bit of disdain for the pretentious land elves.
White people.
Makes sense she's doing the white people nod.
Do I notice anything? Or...
You are much more of a low profile, I'll say. Semi-shielded by the two quote-unquote oddballs of the group, Lucky and Dink, which are prompting a lot of murmurs and just like, what in the fuck?
I tried to wave. Hi. Hello. How's it going?
Big bird.
A handful of the people recoil as you like wave, in kind of shock. They're just like, huh?
Looks like a zombie.
A handful of them, they look like there's a handful of children amongst the group as well. One or two of them kind of like swim up and just like kind of look at you like it's not gonna sound great, but like probably how the children of Native Americans when they first saw white people, probably like that.
I see. Okay.
Like that mindset.
Ooh,
I'm not
what
saying it.
the
I'm not saying it any good or bad. Just like that
Yeah.
kind of reaction.
What is this
I got
thing?
Exactly. Like curiosity from a child.
What? No.
And moving on before I put my foot in my mouth.
I thought that was a great description. I was on board.
But as the murmurs subside as you get further away, Elandrith kind of turns around and just says to you all, they are an interesting group, for good reason. Each and every one of them was at one point broken by the people of this island.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I heard whispers of the Unbroken, referring to Ichikai.
Yes, that is what we call ourselves now. Those who have been under the boot of oppression, but survived and thrived nonetheless.
I like that name, mate. It's a good one.
We think so as well. Thank you. Here, if let me show you to my quarters. It is not much. This is a fairly new settlement for us. And she takes you into this small, circular style yurt. It's kind of a yurt. Inside is nice. It's sparsely furnished. There's a couple of like bedrolls made out of kelp, if you will. In the center there is a small like geothermal like vent kind of deal. It looks like it was something magical about it, that it is like placed on the ground. Beyond that, it is pretty sparse. There's a small table over to one side. Looks like there's some documents on it. Beyond that, not much.
It's a nice place here.
Thank you. The Sea Elves are a nomadic people, so we travel light.
I like it a lot. Become quite nomadic myself after, losing a home.
When you are forced into one spot for many years, you yearn for different situations, just different. So I feel you. I understand you. So you never particularly said what you sought on this island.
Well, when the revolt went down, quite a few years back, I made my escape. My brother aided my escape, but unfortunately he didn't make it. And so I didn't really know what had come of this island. I was hoping to come back and, be able to help some people. Now that I can stand up for myself and for others, I'd like to be able to, free those that have been like me, but it appears nobody's here left. Nobody's left here, I mean. So,
You speak of the revolt. Many of the kin in this camp were also freed at that time. We took it as an opportunity and didn't look back.
I'm glad you did, mate. I'm glad you did. I wish that there was more notice of a revolt there, so that more people could have taken that opportunity as well. But
it is not easy to take advantage of such unforeseen circumstances as a well-placed fire in one of the guard towers.
Exactly, mate.
I never got to thank whoever started that. So.
Oh well, I don't necessarily see it as a good thing, but I definitely had a hand in that. The start of that whole situation.
I had my theories. I heard rumor that many of the lizard folk were rambunctious at best. And you seem to strengthen that notion in my head.
Yeah, my family definitely knew me as one that couldn't quite sit still, for better or for worse. So it seems.
Do you know the whereabouts of your family?
I don't. Unfortunately, I'd like to be able to find them one day.
After
Do you? Oh.
After the revolt, I, along with a handful of my vanguards, managed to rescue about 30 sea elves. I wish I could say that I was fortunate enough to get out those of other races, those of other creeds, but I got out what I could.
Any life saved is a life saved, mate.
Agreed. But one of the things I remember distinctly about this island was the many lizard folk they enslaved here. It was one of the few things I remember without
Is the lizard
wincing. However, in our journeys after, we have seen many other survivors, but you are the first of the lizard folk that we have seen.
Really?
As far as I am aware, you are the only surviving lizard folk from this island.
That is not what I would like to hear. Do you know, this might be a shot in the dark, have you ever come across a tabaxi that sailed around? Had a bit of a weird crew himself.
You're going to need to be more specific.
His name was Jacinto. He was he had a lion on his crew, snake lady, but he was also, and he not from this island, but he was also unbroken.
The name sounds familiar. I believe we ran into, we crossed paths, not directly, but in a sort of in a semi-smuggling sense. One of the things that the group we have been doing is going around and attempting to free those who couldn't do it of their own. We, as you can see, I'm not an average sea elf.
You say that again.
I am fortunately blessed with my physique, and I wanted to use my gifts to help those who were broken. This captain you mentioned, I believe at some point was one of the contacts I used to get these newly unbroken out of was it Halismar? No, I forget the city we took them out of, but I believe
Karnak?
no, it was the southern port.
Southern port.
Bum, 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 bum,
Who
bum.
has our map?
I'm pulling up now. Because I forgot the city name. We don't stay in
Oh,
the
yeah,
same
copy
location for too long,
Yeah,
otherwise the heat gets on, so to speak.
It's understandable.
Where is it? Where is it?
Captain Jacinto is the one that picked me up after the rebellion. He found me floating out in the water and let me run with him for a short while.
Oh, Lord. I think it's Yulham? Yulham? I believe is the city. Yes, Yulham.
How would one spell that?
Yulham. It is the city that you previously would know as like one of the ports that held. It was the place that you got some information from the chain devil. Remember?
Oh,
Like the dude that,
Shad Banu.
I believe, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sashud.
Sashud. Yeah, Sashud.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we ran into a couple over there that we broke out, and then subsequently we were recommended transport on a pirate ship. Seemed not great, but the captain was, to my memory, very hospitable. He was very understanding of the circumstances and helped them get to a better life.
It sounds like my old captain. Well, you broke out from the Red Breakers then in Yuleham. I don't know. I'm gonna say that in Australian accent.
The Red Breaker?
No, Yuleham.
Oh, Yuleham?
Yuleham. I don't know.
Jesus.
I'll figure it out.
You just don't say the H. Yuleham.
Yuleham.
Yulem.
Yeah.
Yuleham.
Yuleham.
Yeah. They were definitely red when we left.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Our force is not large, nor do we pretend to be a force for good. We just break those out of bondage when we can.
I respect it.
We ended up coming back here as in a similar way to your own. We wanted to stop running from this situation and see if we could help anybody else that remained on this island. But when we got here about a month ago, we figured out pretty quick that night is not a good time to be on this island.
What do you use the bells for?
Well, the bells originally came from when we were trying to navigate the winding woods. Because we kept getting turned around in there, and it was frustrating to say the least.
We had the same issue.
Yes. However, more in the city, we ended up doing that because the undead are mostly stupid, and it gives us a little bit more of an early warning. So we just would string them up between buildings, and it gave us a little bit more time.
So you guys have been dealing with this for like 5 years?
Oh no, a month.
A month. Oh, okay.
No,
My
no,
bad.
we only recently came back to this island.
Okay.
Did you by chance figured out what's causing the undead to rise?
Unfortunately, I am not a skilled magician or any sort of knowledge. I'm just very strong, if I'm being honest. I really don't have that sort of capacity. Best guess, something in the Winding Wood.
Do you have anybody druidic by nature, or perhaps like a botanist or such?
We have some healers amongst the group. Nobody to your degree of druidic prowess.
But somebody that, to somewhat of a degree, understands the nature and has gone out and taken a look-see at some things.
No, nothing like that. The Winding Wood is something that is beyond our capacity for understanding.
Have you? I mean, you haven't made it through, have you? To see the big tree in the
what?
In the courtyard. Have you seen the big tree yet? Through the Winding Woods?
She looks very confused and a little bit like unnerved. The big what?
Oh.
Have you made it through?
We have.
Yeah.
We have made it through.
How? How did you do such a thing?
I'm very good in nature.
I see.
Also, if you just don't look where you're walking, it just leads you to where you need to go, more or less.
Interesting. Well, please tell me what you saw there.
Well, we saw it was like the slave quarters, like hangout area, clubhouse, and there's a big tree growing out of it, and there was like pores, pollen coming out of the tree, and there was a basement, and that's about it.
That is odd, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, and when I touched the tree, I had like crazy flashbacks and shit.
Flashbacks to what?
So, not good things, mate. Not good things. Like me life here, not good.
Interesting. Are you familiar with the tree at all? Is it anything you've ever seen before?
Well, truthfully, I was hoping you guys would know a little bit more about what's going on. It's nothing that I can recognize. I don't think, unless I'm misremembering what happened supposedly today.
Supposedly today. Oh God, I did not look at that specific portion of last session, but to my memory, every time you interacted with the tree, it elicited either a memory of you and your brother, or a painful memory, like of you like leaving. It was one of the two.
Yeah, it wasn't a good.
No, not
wasn't
at
a good
all.
memory.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only time I touched it was the memory of him just.
Yeah. Getting.
Yeah, cleaved.
Did any of us touch the tree?
None of you, I believe, did.
Like, it would be interesting. Like, is it particular to Jakai, or would it show any of us, any of our own memories? You know.
Is Jared quiet for anybody else? Just
Yeah,
curious.
I think he's
He
getting
is.
quieter.
I was about to
Little
turn
bit.
him up.
Oh, there you go. Is that better?
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes.
sorry.
Ooh,
No, there you go.
nice.
Yeah. As far as you guys knew, it was just Jakai when he touched it. You guys didn't investigate anything else among it as well. To my memory, one of you might have, but I don't remember it.
I fell through the roof. It's possible I may have brushed against it.
Sure, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. When Lucky fell into the tree, it did not elicit any sort of negative emotional response. When I fell into it.
I also had a question. I don't know if you noticed, but one of the slave quarters buildings is growing greenery on it, but it's like the only place on the island that's growing anything green aside from like the tree itself. So I don't know if there's some connection there. Have you guys like looked into that at all?
One of the slave quarters?
Yeah, like one of the buildings like has like vines and shit growing on it and it's green, and there wasn't greenery anywhere else.
I don't believe we've seen that. I don't know what you're talking about, Jason, for being honest.
That's what I wrote down in my notes. Was one of the buildings has like greenery growing on the side.
Oh, dude.
I don't know if you just meant like dead plants greenery like the rest of the island, but I definitely wrote it down like it was like special greenery because I wrote it in quotations.
I have no context for anything like that.
I just have vegetation as reclaimed buildings, only plant life to be seen.
Yeah.
And then it's like a description of all the bodies, and it's fucked up.
Oh yeah, see, I have that just in specialty. Never mind.
Okay. No such vegetation on any of the slave quarters. The only thick foliage is in the winding wood. It is very strange to me that only that this tree elicited such violent memories from you.
I wish there was some way to like identify it or something.
Jakai, are you able to talk to plant life at all?
I do. I can. Yeah, I can speak
We
with
should
trees.
try to talk to the tree and see what's up.
You know, I probably should. That'd be a good idea. If I had that spell picked for today, I would have, but did not think I was going to be speaking to a tree today.
If do you think you could go through the woods again?
I think I could, yeah, probably. But yeah, that was lucky why I wanted to sleep there today.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
I guess
probably
today.
fortuitous that you did not.
Yeah, good thing, ain't it? Yeah, I mean, we can definitely go back and speak to that tree. I wonder if there's anything else going on in those buildings that would be important.
Perhaps
We didn't check it.
We have searched most of the village buildings during the day. Little was gleaned from it. Much of the island appears to have been reclaimed, so to speak, about 5 years ago.
Huh. Well, that does line up.
How so?
Well, the about 5 years ago, that's when the big rebellion happened, didn't it?
Yes, but that wasn't a particularly even battle, so to speak. Most of us ran, and I can't imagine it was much better for those who stayed. The guards had a severe weapon advantage over us. I doubt the survivors managed to decimate their forces or anything like that.
I can't imagine that they would have been able to. But I'm just thinking, like, you sure there were no lizard folk survivors? Like, we haven't even really seen very many lizard folk bodies.
I have not met any. That is my only. I do not know if you're the sole survivor, but I have not met any more of your kind.
Just seems quite strange to me.
I agree.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
I got advantage because of my ring of truth telling.
Roll that shit.
Shit is rolled.
10.
A 10!
You get the sense she's choosing her words carefully. If anything, maybe as a means to, like, as a means of like compassion. She's trying
Okay.
to. It feels like somebody who's like trying to console somebody in their second language and is really trying. That's the best you can,
Okay,
best you can understand it.
Okay, sounds good.
Damn.
Sounds sad.
Fair.
Look, Chase wrote some dark stuff, man. I'm just putting it on the table. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. However, if you wish, I'd be more than happy to help look for other survivors.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have you a part of a party going forward. I'm sure that you would like to get through the woods as well, wouldn't you?
Well, yes. Yes. Those woods have haunted me for the last month, and I loathe them. I loathe them so much.
Ophelia's gonna lean over and go in Elven. She's gonna say, "I didn't understand them either, truthfully."
We even tried to burn them, but that just pissed it off.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, nature's like that.
I don't.
Have you done anything that, or is there anything that is like effective, especially effective against them?
Well,
Or...
the bells helped with the navigation. It genuinely did. Beyond that, it was kind of hit or miss. It almost doesn't feel like it's a magical thing following instructions. It feels more like it felt like somebody trying to keep us out. Or something. Just
That's
it didn't
what's
feel like
kept me confused.
it didn't feel like any of the trees moved in a sort of pattern. It felt like they were unique in every movement. If that makes sense. And it vexes me. It vexes me deeply.
It's like a living, breathing thing almost, ain't it?
Well, yes, but all trees are technically living, breathing things. But I mean, this is like intelligent.
Well, let's just say that for now, then maybe we don't like hit the trees, just in case.
I don't care. I'll do whatever you say to get through that stupid wood.
And earlier, I hope if this was just a slip of the tongue, but I heard you say the undead are mostly stupid. Is there any? Are there any of them with any higher level of intelligence that you've seen?
We ran into a handful of the old guard who managed to retain some of their martial capabilities. Beyond that, no.
Okay.
She kind of like leans her neck to the side, and you can see a fresh scar going from about here to her collarbone. One of them managed to clip me pretty severely with a broken sword. And like the others, they don't appear to stay dead when put down.
Yeah, we did as well. Obviously.
Did we lose? Did we lose Jared?
I don't know.
I'm here.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You dropped out of the roll 20, so I was confused for a second.
Yeah, I'm reloading the page.
No worries.
Well, I definitely have a few thoughts of my own, but I'm thinking it's pretty late right now, right? Yeah.
It's probably like 10 o'clock.
maybe maybe we all grab some rest, and then in the morning go exploring some more.
I think that was.
Yeah, have the full day ahead of us.
That sounds great. Dink's just gonna be ecstatic, just yelling in the background, exhausted.
He's like half
Let's
asleep.
go the fuck to bed.
Dink's kind of like half asleep and just kind of like gently, he starts floating up in the water, just like as he's falling asleep.
This man only has one spell slot, just running around protecting everyone from evil.
That was, yeah, it was very
Yeah.
clutch that Dink had that prepared. Oh,
Yeah. Fun times.
of course, I wouldn't want to impose anything on you. Please, you are welcome to my lodging for the night. I can make do with the other vanguards as well. She grabs her trident, kind of rolls up her little kelp bedroll. If you need anything, please just ask. I wish we were meeting.
I do have one question.
Of course.
I like that you have a trident and then it's glowy. Does it do anything cool or is it just glowy?
She chuckles a little bit and just... It does some fun things.
Oh, yes. I'll help you fight with you then. I would love to see it in action.
Oh, you don't want to see me fight. And she gives a wicked grin, just like Cheshire cat-like.
Yes.
Whew.
I wish
Love
I
it.
was meeting you under better circumstances, but you all seem like good people. I wish you good night. She shuts the entryway.
Now that she's gone, where am I supposed to use the bathroom?
Just
Alright.
go, man.
You just go, mate.
Just
go.
go? In
Step
the
outside.
bags?
No. Step outside. The Karen will take it.
Like
You're
he's gonna
fine.
go take care of business.
Number one and number two.
I was just thinking number one.
Choose number 3, my
We'll
lord.
hold it. Number three.
Number three. Number three, my lord. All right.
Ink spray.
All right. So, what are you guys doing?
I think resting first.
Just want to wait
Uh,
for sunrise.
Did anybody want to do anything else? Or are we just rolling?
You guys are welcome to discuss plans or discuss like theories.
I have a few theories, but they're like kind of, it's like stitched together shit, you know? Well, it seems to me like, obviously the land is like really sick. You can tell that from all the plants and shit. But it seems almost like the trees are like protecting the big tree in the middle. And I think it's highly suspicious that we've only seen like a couple of lizard folk skeletons. Because there were a lot of us here.
do you think some of the lizard people turned into trees or something?
I mean, I think so. You know, I know none of the lizard folks were really as strong as I was.
Okay.
But I think definitely in a moment of desperation, I think something might have happened. Which is why I'm kind of hesitant to hit the trees. I'm excited to hopefully talk to the big one tomorrow. What do you guys think?
Were your people naturally druidic?
Uh,
The majority of you
had-
guys?
we had a mix of things. We had druids, barbarians, We had some healers, but yeah, quite a bit of druids.
Because unless it was like a mass cast spell, like, you know what I mean? Unless it was one person casting a spell on a bunch of people, I don't see how they would all become trees, you know? Unless it's the big tree that made everybody trees. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that very well could be as well.
One thing I might want to do, I want to try to cast Locate Creature, but instead of just, because last time I did it, I cast looking for the Minotaur, and there wasn't anyone. I think this time, if I do cast it, you can maybe cast it looking for your brother, looking for some other lizard folk or something, see if anything pops up.
I mean, my brother's. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you're finding him.
I see.
That the last memory I have with him was essentially him getting cleaved in two by the Minotaur.
Okay.
Yeah, it was quite gruesome.
Okay, I see. So that's not an option.
I don't think so. I think it might just be a waste of a spell.
Are you
Gotcha.
able to look for just lizard folk?
I think so. Describe or name a creature that's familiar. You sense direction that to the creature's location, as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know direction it's moving. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn. So I could try to... No, but then I would just locate Jakai.
That's why I was gonna ask if it's possible for you not to locate Jakai.
It's gonna fly way the fuck out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Within 30 feet of you at least once. I don't think so. No, it can't like negate who you are locating. That could have been cool.
You could roll or you could ask to roll. We'll see if you know.
Can I ask to roll, Liam? Or can I roll, Liam? I'm asking.
What are you asking?
What
is the question here?
If I cast locate creature, would I be able to locate a lizard folk that isn't Jakai?
Hang on, let me look at the wording.
Yeah, for sure. Through the wording, I don't think so, but I'm just asking.
So locate creature is, you could do it specifically, like describing a named creature, or the nearest creature of a specific kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say based on that wording. Also very ironic, if at least 10 feet of running water.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, locate creature would not work underwater.
No, not at all.
That's kind of funny. I love that. So yeah, you would know that one, you couldn't do it underwater, and two, if you were searching for quote unquote a lizard folk, it would just be Jakai if he is the nearest one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
The only other theory I had was that perhaps the pollen is what's causing the sickness. Maybe we could try to cover it or redirect the pollen into something else, just to see how it affects the other trees.
No, I think the pollen is definitely, like, once we got a look at that big tree, I think the pollen is like kind of the source of everything that's happening here. I think once we heal the land, like, things won't start coming back to life consistently. But I don't really want to kill the big tree yet, just because I'm not entirely sure.
I was thinking we could just clog the pores and see if that does anything, like to prevent any pollen from coming out.
Or like stick gum in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, no, I like that.
Also, by healing the land, do you mean that ritual that you cast on each island?
I mean, that's something that I'm definitely going to do here, but I think there's magic blocking that. Like, it's just everything's dead. But yeah, hopefully I will be doing that here because I would like it to take over. Yeah, I'm also hoping that we go back to the islands like the first island that we went to with the goblins, and it's just like completely fucking overgrown. That'd be awesome.
Wait, Chase, you mean the mind? You mean the mind goblins?
Yeah, exactly. I think those were Dink's favorite
Yeah.
favorite creatures to come
Dink
across.
loves mind goblins.
Yeah.
He does.
Wretched little creatures. Wretched little guys.
Anybody else have any theories?
No. Maybe the island is sentient, but I feel like we sort of already talked about that.
Yeah.
No one has a way to like telepathically communicate with the island, do they?
Communicate with the island?
Or with the tree, I guess.
I can talk to the tree
Okay.
tomorrow. I had talked with animals. I could speak with animals, but I couldn't speak with plants today. So. But yeah, I mean, I think if that's it, I don't know if there's anything else you guys think.
I don't know.
If that's it, that's cool. You guys can post up, making your preparations for bed, whether it be using the restroom out in the open ocean, or you know, posting up with kind of bed rolls, but like it's a little bit odd because they're kelpy. This is also an experience for many of you. This is your first time sleeping underwater or attempting to. It's oddly like cold, but a little bit like nice. Like it feels like a heavy weighted blanket, like all the pressure. For Jakai and Dink, this isn't the first time.
Me too.
Oh, sorry. Also, Lucky. I forget that
Yeah.
Chase sometimes
Lucky.
abducts people, and just you're underwater with me now.
Lucky did not have a good time the
I
first
did not.
time.
It was rough.
Jakai just comes in with the chloroform, like, all right, you're going to sleep with me in the fish.
Come on, buddy.
All right. So you guys all find sleep, albeit wet and cold, but you manage to find a good night's rest. Dink, would you mind rolling a wisdom save for me?
Oh,
I
Jesus.
would love to. Yeah.
Not one, baby.
I don't know if that's good.
Nat
Oh,
20.
Oh, that's 20.
Nice.
Whew.
Dink, as you fall asleep to the gentle currents around you, it's a little bizarre. The more often you've slept underwater or even submerged yourself, the more in tune you feel with just the general currents, the ocean around you. As you feel yourself fading into sleep, you feel a presence creeping around in your mind. Just you hear some suction-y noises. It sounds like suction cups. Just
Oh, what? Hello?
You've done well for me, boy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Deep.
You've reclaimed many souls for me.
Yeah, just like you asked. So, how many more do you think you need?
What do you mean?
I
I want them all.
oh, okay, well that's definitely a lot. I mean, I know I agree now to do this, and I think I'm still up for it. I'm still up for it. But I was wondering if there's a quota or if there's something I need to meet. But that sounds like a lot.
Them all.
Okay. Yeah.
This island particularly vexes me. All those ripe, juicy souls.
What's stopping you from getting them?
I cannot go on land. That is why I contract with harbingers like yourself.
So mad about it. Okay, I see.
This
Actually,
island has so many souls just waiting for me.
do you mean like all the zombies, or do you mean like also the trees, actually?
They are all for me.
Okay.
I just salivate thinking about it.
Okay. More gunpowder. I mean, yeah, no, I could get you.
There is one among them though that I would crave.
What's his name, or what's its name?
It does not have a name.
Oh.
But its presence will be known to you.
Is it a big tree?
You do not hear a reply. As you sit in this sea of inky blackness, feeling the water around you, you hear the voice just gently.
I wish you the best in not dying.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
As you kind of turn around to where the voice is, you're suddenly not looking at like inky blackness anymore. You're semi-floating in the air.
Oh,
it
shit.
feels like looking down at this island. It still appears to be night. It still appears to be the regular island. However, as you sort of just gently look, you hear the voice again.
Look for the souls, boy. The larger it is, the juicier it is.
And as you can see, just ever so gently, or ever so slightly, going in between the homes of the village, going between some of the trees, you see little motes of blue light just fading in and out. As you kind of look down, you can see those appear to be corresponding to the undead that appear to be like walking around in these paths.
Yeah, okay.
You
Are there any that are going, or can I see any within the trees?
You focus over to the manor.
Mm-hmm.
But something doesn't seem right. You try and focus on this area, but this pollen haze almost appears to block your view.
Can I move within this?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'll try to turn around.
You can turn around.
Okay, I'll turn around and try to free fall into the manor, not looking.
Okay. So you will your soul form. That's what I'm calling this. Over the manor. You still can't see anything. It's like almost swirling mass of this pollen. As you go to attempt to like free dive into this,
Yeah.
You fall, and as you penetrate this barrier of pollen, I need you to make a wisdom save at disadvantage.
Ooh, okay. Let's go. Okay, 13.
13. You feel an immense pain. You feel like the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, all the way to your chest, is just... It feels like somebody has taken an acetylene torch to every ounce of your being.
Jesus. Okay. Shit.
You keep pressing, you pop out on the other side, you look down at your hands. It's weird to say, but there are holes and gaps, and like it looks like somebody has torched a piece of paper and there's like little bits of like holes missing, but instead of, it's like you look at your hands and that's what you see, and they appear to be growing and growing and growing.
Jesus Christ. Okay, as it's growing, I'm just gonna try to go into the manor and just look for the tree. Actually, no. I'll try to go to the tree and stick my head inside the tree.
So you are still above the manor.
Oh,
you managed to penetrate the barrier, albeit with minimal time to actually ascertain what is happening. You do manage to look down before your presence is disappeared from whatever this is. You manage to just see the tree, and it's in a dark astral form, and a massive blue light in the center, just gently boom, 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 before you are violently woken up.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, cool. Neat. Interesting. I think, Dink's just gonna start live with this.
You look down at your hands, where previously they were dissolving into nothing.
Yeah.
You just gently hear in the back of your mind,
"This is what I can do for you, boy. Don't forget it."
Okay, yeah. Notes taken. Thank you.
So, the rest of you, your sleep is uneventful. If a little bit of weird dreams from just an odd situation, perhaps some nightmares of undead or weird-looking sea elf, some interesting, attractive dreams with sea elves in them.
We say Lucky had a wet dream.
Oh my god.
But
Definitely.
yeah.
I've been waiting a month and a half on that joke.
Aw. That was not worth the wait. That was not worth the wait, dog.
I've been waiting since last session to crack that joke.
All right.
Damn.
The rest of you wake up to minimal intrusion. You guys wake to the sunlight kind of cresting through the waters. It's still fairly dark down here. There's definitely less light. However, it is definitely morning when you guys awake.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Oh.
Everybody have a good night's sleep. underwater.
I got a plan for going to the surface.
Andadasi.
I had a cool dream. I saw the souls of the people, and actually, no, I'm not being weird. Yeah, I did see the souls of the people. Interesting.
The
There's
souls
a
of
lot of
the
soul?
people.
I
Of
mean,
my
not the
people?
Dink,
I don't know.
as you are talking to your friends, you get a very odd sense briefly. You can kind of just see a faint outline of like, you know in Naruto when they like show chakra?
Yeah.
You can kind of see that in each of your friends as well. Just very, very faintly.
Shit. Okay. Like just a flicker, or just like a overall. I can see this.
Just an overall. Just like you in
Dink has his
their
enemies
heart,
outlined.
you can kind of see like a bluish flame, very, very faintly. It's almost imperceptible, but focusing on it, you can kind of see it.
Okay. Cool. That's rad. Okay. Yeah. Does everyone have it? I guess.
Yes.
Damn. Valid.
Everyone
Yeah.
appears to have a blue fire. Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need. That's
Huh.
just need that baseline. Okay.
I will.
Okay, cool. No, yeah.
I will say, Ophelia's is a little bit stranger in comparison to everyone else's.
Interesting. Okay.
It feels-
That's
it-
relatable.
Hers,
That would be like
hers appears to be somewhat weaker, if that makes sense.
Okay. No, yeah.
Oh my god.
You got a weak soul, bro.
Just a skill issue. No worries.
Jesus.
No, but okay, good to know.
Mhm.
No, but yeah, I'll tell him. I had a weird dream where I saw the souls of the people on the island. I don't know if they're lizard folk. I don't know if they're like the race or species of the people, but I just saw souls like floating around and stuff. I tried to get to the big tree. I did. It hurt, but that's besides the point. The point is the big tree is a very big soul that I might need to give to the deep. I don't know what
You
that
might need to-
means.
To give to him?
Yeah.
Oh. So the big tree is a big soul.
It is a big soul. It is the biggest of the brightest of the souls.
I'm curious what that soul would be. Whose soul that could be.
I don't know.
My
No, I mean,
first
we're in your
thought-
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
By killing it. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Soul
Oh, what were you thinking,
Calibur.
Yeah.
Andadasi.
What were you thinking, Pete?
I just hope it isn't the Minotaur.
Jared.
You know?
Just remember, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
well,
just
if
hope
we're
it.
gonna be
Yeah.
if we're gonna be giving the soul to Dink's water daddy, I kind of hope it is the Minotaur, because I really wouldn't want to give him one of my mate's souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, the more to realize that you guys say how like I have like little tentacles or something, like something sort of comes me sometimes. I realize I might not be able to control if I give it to him or not.
I see.
That's
Well,
just
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
yeah, exactly.
Doesn't seem like a now problem.
It doesn't.
Oh, I know
It's
what
just
we
not-
could do. We could turn you into a penguin.
I am okay. I am a Kenku, a proud Kenku. No longer need any scummy fucking penguins.
He's racist to penguin.
I'm not. No, I'm not racist.
The superior
to
They're a
flightless
perfectly
bird.
reasonable bird, but
No. No.
Some of my best friends are penguins.
I just get a lot of comparisons to penguins, and I just don't want to be a penguin. I'm a kangaroo. I'm a special kangaroo.
It's at this point in the morning that God, what's her name again? Elandreth sort of gently opens the flap. I do not wish to intrude, but we've brought you breakfast if that is all right.
That sounds lovely, mate.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, man.
A handful of sea elves, 2 women and a male, bring in freshly caught fish, sort of filleted, and then it like wrapped in seaweed. It is raw. It is raw fish, like sashimi, kind of wrapped in kelp.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
It is high in protein and generally good for fuel. But if this is not to your tastes, we can get something else as well.
I love fish, mate.
That's for me.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach, you might be muted.
I said, thank you. I said, I'll take the kelp. I'm actually vegetarian. I cannot eat meat. So he's gonna unpeel the kelp and then hand the fish to Jakai, I guess, or whoever wants it.
I'm gonna give that fish to Mate.
And mate.
Mate'll eat that fish. I'm actually gonna turn Mate into an Akubra hat for today. It's
God.
An Akubra hat is an Australian bush hat that has the fully wide brim instead of like
post it in the
surplus
Discord.
hats.
Post a
I need
picture.
a picture, yeah.
I got you.
Good night, Squid. Jared. I just saw that. I'm kind of thinking of changing Dink's entity's name from the Deep to the Ferryman, because I feel like there's just too many memes with the Deep now.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Jakai. So you do get a couple of like giggles and glances from the people who brought you the food when you go to feed your new hat. They seem very entertained by it.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to send the picture in.
No worries.
Would you like to pet him? You're welcome to pet him.
They kind of just blankly stare at you for a second, cock their heads, and they just whisper in Elven to each other. What did he? Ophelia and Pete, you hear them say, "What did he say?"
Ophelia's gonna say you can pet him, and she's gonna demonstrate like lightly, just fucking petting his hat.
They all kind of give an oh, and they gingerly follow suit, just like kind of petting it and like. They speak in Elven to you, Ophelia, as well. Can we pet your other pet?
Oh,
What's the other pet?
And they point at Lucky. We've never seen anything like it. It's what is he?
Like he's like minding his own business, eating his seaweed.
Oh, yeah. I can't hear you, Annalise. What'd you say?
Oh, Oh, I'm muted.
You're not muted. You're just quiet.
Oh, I'm quiet. She's gonna look at Lucky and then back at them. She's gonna go, I wouldn't pet him. He's like a person, like a whole. He talks and stuff. He doesn't just sit there like the hat does. And she like pat the hat.
All
She's
three
gonna
of them
look at
kind of go like,
Lucky.
oh, realizing what they just said and what that means, and they
She's
kind of
gonna
just
whisper-
like, they do not speak the rest of the time they're in the tent.
She's gonna, when they go to leave, she's gonna whisper to them and go, "No, that was funny. You could laugh."
That's
They
funny.
look mortified. Ugh.
Comment. I want to talk to Lucky and say, "Hey, Lucky."
Hey, Lucky.
They just asked if they could pet our other pet.
If Lucky can blush underwater, he's blushing.
Oh, yeah. Oh. All right. You guys finish your meals, albeit some a little bit more kelpy than others. The three other sea elves kind of scurry away out of the tent. Elandrith, that's the one. Yes, Elandrath is left there. She appears to have her trident on her back this morning. So we were planning on doing one more expedition today to the Winding Woods. If you would care to join us.
I'm ready, mate.
This is wonderful news. We will be taking. There are three combatants with us. I believe you already met Sileth and Dionysus as well.
Oh, we did.
The rest of the Unbroken down here are mostly in support roles, albeit healers or those with druidic knowledge. They are not particularly grand fighters.
Yeah, it's all right. I think we're fine with what we've got, truthfully.
So
I'm sure you can take down quite a few people yourself.
People, yes.
Fair enough.
So, shall we? I do not know if you
So-
have any other rituals you need to accomplish in the mornings or anything like that.
I do like to meditate for about 11 minutes every morning, if that's all right.
Of course.
Awesome. I'm going to ritually cast water breathing on everybody.
Okay.
So,
Jesus. Well, he's doing that because he has mage armor. Mind my own business.
So, at the end of the cast,
Oh, ignore that.
okay. At the end of Jakai ritually casting this, very briefly, very, very briefly, you all feel yourselves like no longer being able to breathe water, and you're like, okay. Just for a second, and then you're like, but yeah, you
Sorry
guys
about
can all
that.
breathe
Sorry.
again for another 8 hours, I think. Was that it, Chase?
24 hours.
Oh, never mind then, yeah. You guys are set.
And
I just want to do it in the morning in case we fucking have to sleep here another night.
Right.
But before we get to the surface, Lucky did want to talk to Alandreth, but it's like as we're leaving, as we're heading to the surface.
For sure.
Can I do that right now?
Sure, of course. You guys, we'll say you guys start walking or start swimming up to the bay.
Lucky's gonna like swim next to Alandreth and be like, "So, I heard you said you weren't very familiar with magic and magical items, correct?"
Not particularly, no.
I was curious. Did you wanna maybe take a ride with me? I got something that'll take us to the surface really, really fast.
Oh? What the...
Is that a yes?
Sure.
And then like he's just gonna grab her arm, like her hand, and then he's gonna turn on his ring of water walking.
Okay. I need you to make a con save for me. 18.
Oh.
All right. You immediately feel as you are shunted to the front, to the top. You kind of get a little bit of air, maybe like 5 or 6 feet above the water, and you realize the force at which you rocketed out of the water, your hand just went immedially out of her arms.
Oh, dang.
But you literally were there a second and just like up on the surface. You can see from up. You guys were like 15 feet below. You can see up on the or down below. She is looking up at you and just a little bit of a smile on her face. She kind of swims
like he's
up.
gonna go yahoo as he's like shooting up, and there's just a little stream of bubbles where he was.
He's freewheeling it.
Yeah.
She swims up to the surface. That was a neat trick.
Thanks.
How did you do it?
I'm gonna show her my little ring and be like, "It's this little ring right here. It allows me to walk on water. We have a ship. Maybe you should come and see it sometime. I like to walk and run next to it."
Perhaps I will. I do not know the next journey I will participate in, but maybe it will be adjacent to yours.
I would like that.
Well, would you like to walk me the rest of the way to the beach?
I would, yeah. And then she'll be swimming, and I'll just walk along the surface.
She's a very proficient swimmer. You kind of have to like walk it like fast walk a little bit to keep pace with her. But nonetheless, you guys all make it to the beach. Lucky and Alondrith are kind of first there, given Lucky's speed. But what do you guys want to do?
Probably heading up to the woods here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Winding Woods. Is there anything we wanted to check out on the way, or did we just want to head up there?
I'm trying to think if there's anything that we could check out.
I think we kind of just want to head up there, right? I can't remember anything.
Dink, do you see any of those souls still?
Do I?
As you guys are walking, sorry, phone dropped. As you guys are walking past some of the piles of bones or corpses, you just see a gentle faint outline inside as well.
Inside the corpses or inside the trees?
Inside the corpses. None of the foliage appears to have any sort of soul or anything like that.
Okay. I see there's like some outlines where all the corpses are. It looks like they're all just resting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Curiosity's sake, can I go and try to animate one of the... Well, the corpses aren't there anymore, huh?
No, they're still there.
Oh. I guess... Can I go over to one of them and try to cast Animate Dead?
Sure.
Are there any that are, like... Are there any that are skeletons? I want a skeleton.
Sure, there's a skeleton. It takes you a minute to find one.
Bone Man, come with me. Lucky, I see you putting the moves on that elf. That sea elf. I see you.
Hey man, you gotta make moves with a
You
mama
like-
like that.
He likes the bigger women. I respect it. I'm about
dude,
it.
I respect
Look,
it.
death by
Hell
snoo
yeah.
snoo is a respectable way to go.
Dude, I want to find Lucky a Goliath. That is my goal now.
God, it's gonna be over if you guys ever find a giant woman. A
Oh,
legit giant
oh
woman.
God.
Puppies?
Okay. All right. So you're casting Animate Dead.
Yeah, I want a skeleton.
All right. You go through this this ritual, taking about a minute. After your minute, you watch as this pile of bones swirls together, patchworking itself into this this skeleton, a humanoid, just kind of like gently, just idling in front of you, just looking at you.
I'm gonna look at him and go, "You're gonna be Craig. Follow quietly. Follow me quietly."
Huh.
It just gives us a small nod.
I'm gonna tell
Hey.
back to everybody. This is now Craig.
His name
Hi,
is
Greg.
Craig.
Hey,
I have him for 24 hours and then I have to recast it again. But for the time being, he's gonna go with it.
He told you his name was Craig?
No, I just named him.
hey,
Unfortunate.
Dink. Is there a light in a Craig?
Is there a light?
There is a small, faint, soul-like object that it appears to be as well.
Okay. Yeah, there is. Wait. So did you just read? No. If that's the same soul, could we, Craig? Could you say hi?
The skeleton, like the head is kind of missing its jaw. It looks at you and just kind of cocks its head.
Okay, but you understand me. That's great. Craig, my name's Dink. Good to meet you. Can you write on the ground?
It just looks back at Ophelia.
Understandable. Now, Craig, I hope you have a good day.
What's up? Hey, at least I can't quite hear you.
Aw. You know, I ain't done it all that often because bodies don't exactly lie around in the
Sure.
alien world.
Makes sense.
Hang out with us long enough, you'll have plenty of bodies. I mean, it's already been the case.
Oh, we have Craig now.
Fantastic.
Are you
Good
all
old Craig.
Are you all done with your science project? Is that one of the corpses?
Yeah, I was just curious if my spell would kind of work even with something going on with them. I don't quite know what's animating them at night, but I was curious if mine will even uphold.
Interesting. Well,
I don't know.
shall we continue?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me, mate.
All right. Just kind of turns around a little bit perturbed. You guys continue your way, following Elandra's lead up to the edge of the winding wood. Ever imposing, ever dark. Dink, you kind of look around and you get a similar hazy feel from this pollen that you did last night in your dream.
Okay.
For
Just like it's hard, just like staring forward, sort of.
It's just for you specifically. It's very hazy. It's hard to look at.
Okay.
And for a brief second, you remember the tingly feeling in your feathers.
Okay. I'll just keep them. I don't know if I have pockets, but I'm gonna put them in my pockets. Actually, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna be like this. Just have my arms are folded.
All right. So, Mr. Jakai, do you wish to lead us through this?
Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
All right.
Now, Liam, I have a question.
Sure.
Since we have gone through the woods before, and I have the wanderer background, would that help at all? Probably not, because
It would
like
help,
the
yeah.
woods move around. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It might make the DC a little bit lower, but
Nice.
because you have already done it once, I was going to give you advantage on it. But since you also have the wander,
fantastic.
go ahead and roll at advantage. Hey, roll a survival
Nice.
check for me. 16.
Not a great roll.
No,
That's
not
okay.
really.
Just good enough to make it through.
Nice.
With your full disclosure, the first time the roll was a 20, or the DC was a 20 to get through. This time, because of the wanderer, because you're a wanderer, as well as you guys made it already through, the DC was a 15.
Oh, nice.
Still hard, but
Shit.
definitely easier.
Oh yeah.
So, with your sea elf companions in tow, you manage to deftly kind of half jogging, half walking, snaking your way through these trees. You can hear gently at the edge of your vision, or at the edge of your hearing, similar to before, the bells sort of moving along with the trees. The three elves are not even attempting to put up bells this time. They're just following as fast as they can.
Conga line.
After about 10 minutes or so snaking your way through, figuring out the best way to position, even at one point climbing up a tree and jumping to another tree, falling down and going over, you manage to break through into the clearing. Just as the last sea elf breaks into the clearing, you watch as the trees seem to stop moving and stop, or not moving, but the gentle shifting seems to stop, and all the rustling stops.
Fantastic. And this place looks the same as when we showed up here last time.
It appears to be, yeah. Maybe a little bit more pollen, but it's hard to tell.
Hmm. All right, well, gonna move in then. Yeah, approach the tree again.
All right. Hold for one moment. This is the tree you talked about.
Yeah, this big one right here.
I do not like the look of this environment. It gives me a bad feeling to my bones. And she just gently grabs her trident and pulls it out.
Well, you being on edge makes me feel a lot safer, truthfully.
I did not get this far in life without being careful. Let us proceed.
Does Craig seem to react to the pollen at all, or is he just still kind of under
He's
my
just
skin?
vibing.
Okay. He's just there, no thoughts, head empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say while idling, he takes one of his femurs and he's playing the bones.
Heck yeah.
He's playing the rib cage.
I love him.
Like when you're away from keyboard for too long and
Yeah.
the character just starts hanging out.
Yeah. So, I'll give you guys the option. I know some of us were looking for a little bit of a shorter session. I understand that. I also want to be conscious of Ryan. I don't want to get into anything too big without him. So I'll say we can end it here, where you guys are well established. You're in the zone, not auto zone.
I was gonna say that.
I felt it. I felt you guys. But yeah, I'd say we can end it here for the week and come back next week. Well, this was like a good little re-entry into it. If that's okay with everyone else.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go too far into this without Ryan, truthfully.
Yeah.
My only fear is that if we do like get into it, I'll get sucked into it. So that's my only fear. I wanted that to be known. So if it's cool with everyone, you guys cool if we end it today?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know I would hate to miss like story, like good story. So
of course,
it's probably better to stop it here.
Yeah.
All right.